Alright, here we go, folks. We're back in the pod. It's early December and the NBA is just humming along.
Yeah, it's heating up and we're roasting.
Heating it up, we're roasting here, but it's I'm assuming it's getting quite cold up in the northern hemisphere. But
Yep.
it's all good. By the way, I'm not sure if you heard, but the ratings for NBA has been down. Both TNT and ESPN by up to about 20%, 30%. I've got a theory on it.
Yeah, what's your theory?
My theory is because I was one of those audience members that actually wasn't as engaged to start off with. I actually think by pushing the schedule up further into October, I think that's just too early. That's just too early in the NBA season. Maybe people get used to it. I literally wasn't really that ready to start watching as much NBA until probably mid-November, the earliest. So just the average fan, think about them with NFL going on and baseball finishing off in October. It's bound to be like a slow sort of month. So I personally think it's that. It's just been the season starts too early.
Yeah, it could be that. I didn't realise I had to buy League Pass until 2 weeks into the game started.
So you're a bit slow as well. An ardent viewer as yourself.
Yeah.
So there you go. But we got to take it to the northeast.
Yep.
Specifically to Milwaukee, where they are streaking. I think they've got a 10-game winning streak or something like that.
Yeah, they have. They've been massive.
And Giannis is just absolutely murdering teams at the moment. He does look like he's an improved player, just purely on the basis that he's got a better jumper. He's hit more threes up to this point than previous years as well. And he's just looking like the clear-cut MVP favourite. But the mauling they gave the Clippers about 2 days ago, I think having gone down to Kawhi last year, not the Clippers, but Kawhi, I think Giannis came out with a bit of point to prove.
He definitely had a point to prove.
And he certainly proved his point.
Yeah.
Hammered him by almost 30 points, didn't they?
Yep.
What did he get? What did Giannis get?
Got 27, 11 rebounds, 4 assists.
That's a solid game. Probably
solid
sat
game.
out about a quarter off that too, I'm assuming.
He only played 26 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. That might be the reason. How did Kawhi go that game? Because I'm just thinking, did they just hold back? Generally,
Kawhi played 30, but he only scored 17, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
I see. Interesting.
He's got 0 personal fouls, so that to me tells me that he hasn't been playing defense. If you play hard defense, you always get at least a foul. At least one.
Yeah. How do you see their pieces going? Because Chris Middleton's not playing at the moment.
He was playing that game actually.
He's just come back.
Yeah,
I think he might have just come back a couple of games ago. So that squad is back. I know they're missing their previous point guard, who's gone to Indiana.
Yep.
But I think the team's pretty well rounded at the moment.
Yep.
Wesley Matthews, I have to say, is a pretty big inclusion for them as well.
It was a good pickup for them in the off season and really fit the way they played really well. And Bledsoe coming in, running the point. He's a better fit there than in at Phoenix. Yeah,
I mean Bledsoe's been there for a few years now, but Wesley Matthews, he's coming off last year was coming off an Achilles, wasn't he?
Yes.
So it's really you'd think after 1 year of rehab, he's now back in his zone. But look, the Bucks clearly come out of these, don't you think? From what we've seen.
Yeah, they do. I think the Clippers are just smaller. There's got no one to play against Giannis. They got the 2 Lopez brothers playing center.
Is the other Lopez brother playing with them too now?
Yeah, Brooke and Robin.
My God, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it fun.
It does make
Who
it
starts?
Fun. Yeah, obviously.
Brooke starts. Yeah.
Brooke's way better.
Brooke's more of an offensive player, offensive threat. For me, the Bucks are looking pretty strong. Toronto's hit a little bit of a speed bump over the last week as well.
Yep.
So they're now just starting to feel the impacts of Kawhi not being there. I think that Philly's really the other team that we've got to wait and see if they get a real run on. But
they gave the Cavs a shellacking. It was almost 50 points.
Yeah,
on the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we better switch back to the West, and the league's had a fair bit of Melo fever.
Yeah.
And his contract's just been guaranteed, switched over from non-guaranteed to guaranteed. There was a huge lead-up to the LeBron versus Melo game. I think, how many times would they have played each other? I think they said something like 30-something times.
Yeah, not that many, especially when they were East versus West, but they'll probably now get to see each other a bit more.
But it was a bit of a fizzler. Melo had a decent game that game. I think he got 15 points or so. Got off to a bit of a rough start. I remember him throwing some turnovers and so forth. But, I think Portland had a nice little bump when Melo was humming along. It's funny, though, I'm noticing when Melo plays well, Portland win. When Melo doesn't play well, they've been losing. So really, he's like that third scorer that they really lean on.
Well, it's either him or, like, what's their third option? You got Lillard, McCollum, Whiteside. Not really.
Whiteside, I have to admit, Whiteside has been playing quite well as well, but the bench is really weak compared to what they've had in the past. So I think we've got to wait and see how Portland go. I'm interested to know if they will make a play for Kevin Love.
Yeah, well, they need to. I think they need someone that can score the ball. And the Cavs, come on, let's face it.
They've been long rumoured to want Kevin Love. Has Kevin Love wanted them? Do they want to absorb Kevin Love's contract? Probably got another 2 years of max money left. So something they've got to weigh up. But I think that third banana is definitely required. Anthony Davis. Man, he's balling out. I thought it was a bit of a cheeky comment by Frank Vogel to say that he's got to be the defensive player of the year, number one. Of course, I mean, yes, he should be. But is he trying to almost say, well, LeBron is leading the MVP conversation, and therefore he's trying to give a little side sort of, pat on the bum to say that, you can get the defensive player of the year award. I actually think, to be honest, on par with LeBron. I mean, he had a great start, AD.
Yep.
Middle of the year, I think LeBron really took over the last 15 games. But the last
between, he sort of died down a little bit, right?
He died down. I think he had a shoulder injury as well.
Yep.
But last 3-4 games, he's been absolutely murdering it, AD. So he might be back in the MVP conversation. That's going to be the biggest one for everyone to watch out for. How will that shake out between the two of them, and will they nullify each other as well?
Yeah,
50 points today.
50 points, 7
Philly
rebounds,
piece.
6 assists, plus 19.
Ooh.
He's just been beastly. And you look at him, he's been the main scorer when LeBron's a bit slow. And in these blowouts, even LeBron's getting 30. So if LeBron's getting 30, AD's getting 50. Yeah. Jeez.
That's 80 right there. Just add a little bit of few more buckets around the sides, and
that's the Cavs score from the other day.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, he's AD's. Look, they've got 2 top 5 players, right? If you've got 2 top 5 players in the league, who was the last team to have that? Did Golden State have 2 top 5? Yes, they did.
Different, yeah.
KD and Curry, and we saw the results. And they had probably 2 other top 15 players on top of that as well, which made them a very good team. Before that, you'd think it's probably Miami or maybe the Cavs. Yeah. But look, good things are going to happen when you have 2 top 5 players. So they are balling right now with the quarter of the season under everyone's belt. New York, Coach Fizz, just a rabble.
Yes, rabble. Putting the blame on the Fizz, but look, we know it's not the Fizz.
He's been fired twice now, to be honest, though. He's been fired pretty quickly, both at Memphis and New York. We got to wait and see if he gets another head coaching gig.
Probably not.
But he gets paid. He's getting paid, right?
Gets paid out. So he's laughing. Gets paid not to coach New York. What a deal.
I know, yeah. I think he must have been on close to 10 million or something like that.
Oh, so yeah.
It's a very nice deal to not do any work. So very, very handy for them.
There's a rumour that it's all Dolan and people need to. There's fans out there on Twitter and on social everywhere going boycott New York games. Don't buy any merch. Just don't give these bastards any money.
It's getting to that level because
Right.
it's just the management of it is just.
Well, apparently, so all these execs, that people are trying to call them to get decisions. What's happening? They're ghosting the whole team. Not picking up calls, nothing.
So New York's not picking up calls. You think they should be on the phone calling the other teams to try and get some trades done.
Yeah, I know.
So.
But when you got 5 power forwards, who can you give?
and that therein lies one of the biggest problems. The construction of the roster is just horrendous, right?
Yeah.
And they missed out on KD and Kyrie. They traded the unicorn for nothing.
Yep.
Now they're in a real big hole. But you're right. I really think they should force Dolan's hand.
No, I think they need to. And definitely the fans or even the NBA to say, just give it up.
They need to get rid of those the GM, I think, as
Yep.
well, right? Steve Harris might be his name, and these guys have been around for 6, 7, 8 years, and they're probably enabling Dolan in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they are.
To hold on to their jobs, but in the biggest market, they're not coming up with a great team in the biggest market in the country in itself.
Yeah, it's turning New York fans off, They don't want to go to a Knicks game. When you got long-time fans like, Spike Lee.
Yeah, the Garden needs a good show. At the end of the day, the Garden certainly needs a good show, and they're not putting on a good show at the moment. Jokic, the Joker, he's come out looking real fat, man.
He does look fat.
He looks thick around the waist.
He looks a little bit like, what's his name?
Someone fat.
No, the rookie.
Zion.
Zion.
Oh, I don't know. It makes Zion look quite muscular, to be honest, Jokic. Because, and his numbers have dipped a lot. He had a PER rating of 24, 25 last year, and I saw it's dropped down to 16 or 17. And he was playing like a top 5 player last year. He's not playing like a top. He's not even like a top 15 player at the moment. So generally in the NBA, you need one top 5 player for you to go a long way. Without that, it's hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard work. Or you need a collection of all stars.
I mean, they lost to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
without Kyrie.
You just think maybe they thought it was just gonna all happen. There's a collection of lots of young talent.
Yep.
But we'll get to wait and see if they click into gear or not. They haven't as yet. They're still doing okay in terms of the ladder. I think they're still 4th or 5th.
Yeah, they're 14th and 7th, but the West is quite stacked. I mean, you look at the standings over there in the West.
It's in the middle of the conference. It's quite stacked.
Yeah, you got Lakers clearly ahead, and then the rest of them are 14, 15, 16.
Yep, that is right. So, Brooklyn. You touched on Brooklyn before. They're going okay without the big boys.
They've been playing really well without their 2 superstars they would have. Kyrie may come back eventually, but he's a bit upset still.
Is he? What's he upset about?
Just people talking about him.
I think he was your tool last week.
He was. But then Spencer Dinwiddie, he's playing like his old self without Kyrie there.
Yeah.
He's just balling.
Yeah, I am a bit of a fan of Spencer. He must be starting in Kyrie's place. Jared Allen's a great player as well. Joe Harris knocking down threes.
Yeah.
Taurean Prince, really underrated player coming out from Atlanta.
Yeah, and even old man Garrett Temple,
He's still in the league.
He's still in the league, yeah.
That's crazy, man. And DeAndre Jordan. Can't forget him. I like his handshakes on the sidelines. I think that's my highlight of watching DeAndre these days. But yeah, Brooklyn, 13 and 10 right now. They'll make the
finals
playoffs,
and they're doing all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Brook. they're looking pretty good. We've got to wait and see what Curry has in store for us once he comes back with a better attitude. Let's hope.
One quick thing before we go to the tool.
Yep.
Did you see Simmons' 3?
Yes, I did see. He was wide open and he just took it in motion.
Yeah.
Nicely stroked it. I just think, why doesn't he take more?
It looked not too bad. They interviewed the coach.
Yep.
And Coach Brown was like, that's it. That's what he wants. He wants 1 3 a game.
He gets
He's already
plenty of opportunities.
Set the expectation there.
He gets plenty of opportunities, so, he gets a lot of space. He should start knocking out. I was actually thinking, geez, he just hasn't developed enough. His shot, I know LeBron sort of adopted him as like the anointed one a little bit as well, but he must be even disappointed that he hasn't really kicked on. Without that shooting stroke, it's hard for him to become that great player.
I think he can shoot. It's just that he's got to trust himself to take that shot. And you look, like there's no hesitation when he took that shot, and it, like went in. It was beautiful. It didn't hit the rim, nothing. It was nothing but net.
Absolutely. More threes, Ben. Thank you very much. All right. Tool of the week.
Mine has to go to LeBron.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Man, you were waiting for that one. You just jumped straight into that. Why is that?
Just for that double dribble pickup.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the funniest thing I ever saw him do ever. It was the biggest brain fade next to Westbrook.
It wasn't as bad. I was going to say, it's not as bad as Westbrook's, right?
It wasn't. But it was pretty bad.
And the ref
totally missed it.
I want to say, our buddy Jan, who specifically asked me to tool the referees this week.
Okay.
For multiple stuff-ups, the main one directly looking at LeBron and basically not blowing the whistle. It's like they were mesmerized or something like that.
Yeah, I think they were just stunned. They're just stunned that like, he could do this.
They probably thought, well, that probably didn't happen. I saw it, but it probably didn't happen. It's probably what they were thinking. But the player, I think it was a Utah player, right?
Yeah, it was Utah.
Bogdanovic. Yeah, he was just kicking and screaming, but no one saw it. No one blew the whistle, which is funny. I also wanted to give a little tool to LeBron for acting a fool a fair bit in Portland.
Oh, yep.
He was acting up a lot. Even in Utah, I don't think... See, in Utah, I think he got unfairly criticised for coming onto the floor with no shoes on during the play, but apparently because we saw it too. He gave the shoes to a little girl, which is fair enough, and the Utah announcers were very critical of him. But he came on Instagram and said, well, this is where the environment we live in now, jealousy and envy. He smiles through it all. That wasn't so toolish, but the next one in Portland, he got fouled and he pretended to be dead on the floor for about 10 to 15 seconds. I think it was a little bit of extra acting. LeBron, you're our tool.
Well, maybe that's, you know how it's like Nadal?
Yep.
It takes so long between breaks, just to get enough of that rest, right?
Yep.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to take rest where he can. He's getting old, you know?
Spot on, man. Spot on. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Been a fun week.
It has been a fun week.
We want to hear if there's any topics you want us to cover.
Yep.
Let us know, man.
Like us, comment.
Comments, Instagram.
Yep.
Tell us directly.
Yeah, DM us. Slide into our DMs.
You can slide into our DMs any day, especially if you're a pretty girl. Just kidding. We might get the Me Too crowd onto us.
Yep.
All right, guys, we better leave it on that.
All right. Peace out.
Adios.